Greetings and welcome to another edition of The Fan Perspective. I am your host Nathan Lyle, and this is the final episode of NBA Weekly for the 2012-2013 NBA season. So here's a quick review of some of the major things that have happened since the season started way back in November. For the first time in franchise history, the Clippers have won 50-plus games on the season, and also for the first time in franchise history, they won the division title.
Here comes Chris Paul. The lob. Let's go! Oh, what a monster jam by DeAndre Jordan!
The Thunder got 60 wins for the first time.
Gets by Ariza with a heck.
Not bad considering their franchise is only a few years old. The San Antonio Spurs got to 50 wins for the 14th consecutive season. Miami Heat won 60 games for only the second time in franchise history. The last time it happened was way back in the 90s.
Oh, what a pass. What a
They were aided by the 27-game winning streak, which is the second longest in league history and the longest in the league for this season. There were a few double-digit winning streaks throughout the league. The Miami Heat had that 27-game winning streak.
With five, on the drive, lays it in.
The Los Angeles Clippers had a 17-game winning streak.
Over the top. Below. Oh, my.
The Denver Nuggets had a 15 and an 11-game winning streak.
6-point advantage, and Westbrook is blocked by Fareed. You can see him setting up to time that block.
The New York Knicks had a 13-game winning streak.
Won that one by one.
And the San Antonio Spurs had an 11-game winning streak earlier in the season.
Parker cross-court Green, another open look. Jeez. Boy, Danny Green with his 8th three-ball tonight.
And more important than the winning streaks are the people who stopped them. Because it seems like the Chicago Bulls suddenly turned into an entire team of Dikembe Mutumbos.
Not in my house.
Chi-Town became the place where winning streaks end.
You can maybe say, White, that you're better than better. Well, we saw him earlier this year on LeBron, the game against Miami, and Dane can take everybody right now.
In the offseason, the Brooklyn Nets added Joe Johnson, and I figured that front court pairing of Johnson and Williams would be an unstoppable tandem. But Brooke Lopez actually ends up becoming one of the key factors in their success this year, as they end up claiming that number 4 seed.
Lopez hacked and count the basket.
Houston Rockets picked up Jeremy Lin and James Harden in the offseason, and you had to figure that would definitely had some potential. Jeremy Lin, there were times when Linsanity looked like it was in full swing again for like 2 or 3 games this season. And with James Harden, he had 23 games where he scored 30 or more points. And if the two of them were ever to score 30 points in the same game, they'd be basically unstoppable.
Harden, 27.
The Golden State Warriors find themselves back in the playoffs for only the second time in the past 19 years. 19 seasons, this is only their second playoff appearance. That's not something to really be proud of. One thing to definitely be proud of, though, Stephen Curry. At the beginning of the season, I was saying that, if Bogut and Curry could both stay healthy, the Warriors could have a pretty decent season. And I'm not surprised at all by Steph Curry finally displaying his skills. The biggest surprise is that he actually managed to make it through an entire season. Stephen Curry definitely did struggle with a few issues, but he definitely did not miss as much time as Bogut. And I can only imagine how much better they would have been if Bogut was 100% the entire season. But Steph Curry, he was more than capable of putting this team on his shoulders, and he actually broke an NBA record for the most threes in a single season. Congratulations, Steph. We all knew you had it in you.
Steph Curry springs free. His three on the way.
At the beginning of the season, there was plenty of talk about the Lakers and them getting the championship because they added Steve Nash and Dwight Howard to a lineup that already had Kobe in it. So it was fairly disappointing when they spent the majority of the year under 500. Then again, Andre Bynum didn't play a single game this season, so I think the Lakers definitely got the better end of that. At the tail end of the season, Kobe goes down with injury, And once again, the Lakers' playoff hopes are in jeopardy. Thankfully for them, the Jazz just kept losing. So, good news for them, they're in the playoffs. And now it seems like they're actually able to lean on that tandem of Howard and Gasol just dominating the paint. Speaking of Dwight Howard and Andrew Bynum, there was someone else involved in that trade, Andre Igoudala, who was sent to the Denver Nuggets from the 76ers, where he had played his entire career. And I'd have to check, but I'm pretty sure he started basically every game this season. And he helped them get to one of the top records in the league, 3rd seed in the Western Conference. And they haven't lost at home in like 2 months.
Clock winded down, gets inside, improving three-point team.
So here's the playoff picture for you really quick. In the Eastern Conference, we have LeBron James and the number 1 seed Miami Heat hosting Monte Ellis and the number 8 seed Milwaukee Bucks. Got Carmelo Anthony and the number 2 seed New York Knicks hosting KG and Paul Pierce and the number 7 seed Boston Celtics. You got Paul George and the number 3 seed Indiana Pacers hosting the number 6 seed Atlanta Hawks with Josh Smith and Al Horford. You got Darren Williams and Brooke Lopez of the Brooklyn Nets hosting Carlos Boozer, Luol Deng of the Chicago Bulls, the number 5 seed. In the Western Conference, you have the number 1 seed Oklahoma City Thunder, led by Westbrook and the Durantula, hosting the number 8 seed Houston Rockets, led by Linsanity and their former teammate James Harden. You have the number 2 seed San Antonio Spurs, led by Tim Duncan and Tony Parker, hosting the number 8 seed Lakers, who, without Kobe, they're leaning on Paul Gasol and Dwight Howard. You got the number 3 seed Denver Nuggets with AI and Andre Miller, hosting the number 6 seed Golden State Warriors with Stephon Curry and Klay Thompson. And yeah, both of these teams are going to have their track shoes on. And last but certainly not least, you have Lob City, Blake Griffin and Chris Paul of the Los Angeles Clippers hosting Zach Randolph and the Memphis Grizzlies. Well, that's it. This was the last and final episode of NBA Weekly for the 2012-2013 NBA season. It's been a very fun and exciting year. So many great moments to watch. And I look forward to more playoffs action with you. And when am I going to upload those videos? I don't know. If I can, I'll try to see if I can get to them later tonight. If not, I'll try to put them up either tomorrow or Saturday morning. But yeah, they are coming soon. I'm going to record them as soon as I finish editing and uploading this one. And in case you didn't already know, for my coverage of the NBA playoffs, I'm going to do a separate video for each team that's matched up against each other. I'm going to do one video that's Miami Heat versus Milwaukee Bucks. I'm going to do another video that's Clippers versus Grizzlies. And then whenever that series ends, I'm going to do one video just recapping that series, and that's how it will proceed through the entirety of the playoffs. So yeah, keep track of that. If you want to know when your teams are playing, I'll talk about it in the other videos. You can always check on NBA.com for a full schedule. NBA Weekly will return in November 2013 with brand new episodes for a brand new season. And until then, my name is Nathan Lyle. This has been the Fan Perspective. I'll see you in the playoffs.